A very warm welcome, everyone. So today I thought we could do a really lovely hypopressives flow for when we're traveling or away on holiday and you might not necessarily have your yoga mat with you or your gym kit. So just wear something that's comfortable and you can grab a towel, that's absolutely fine. And let's get started on this flow. So it's going to be a focused flow, just to fit in if you're on a tight schedule but want to continue with your hypopressives practice. So let's start off in standing position. So we've got our feet about hip width apart, toes facing forward. Give them a wiggle just to make sure they're not gripping. Nice soft bend in the knees. Just checking in with that rib cage and the pelvis to make sure they're stacked on top of each other and you're not arching forward or back. You should have that lovely line up through the spine, the neck and the head. Okay, lovely. So when you're ready, we're going to start in first position ballerina. So we put our hands out in the low V position, so palms are facing forward. We're going to rotate, so the elbows are out to the side, the fingertips are facing each other, and there's a gap of about a hand width in between. So at this point, just try and relax the shoulders so they're away from the ears. Nice tall spine again, forward facing. When you're ready, let's start our breath work. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So we're breathing in gently through the nose and softly through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. And during the apnea, we're going to raise the right hand up into third position ballerina. So keep that torso, that rib cage and that pelvis nice and still. Elbows out to the side. Lovely. So we're going to lower the hand back down. We're going to do the same breath work but on the other side. So when you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So we're breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage, and this time the left hand is coming up all the way to the top into third position ballerina. Try and keep that rib cage and that pelvis nice and still. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower that hand back down. Okay, lovely, perfect everyone. So let's move now into basic hip hinge. So we've got our feet hip width apart, toes facing forward again. Nice tall spine, neck and head. We're going to be looking about 1 metre or so in front of us, just gazing softly towards the ground. So we're going to lead into hip hinge with our glutes. So we're leading with the glutes. The glutes are going back towards the rim. That's it. We're going to be having our hands just resting softly on top of the thighs so that the fingertips are facing each other. So just checking at this point that the shoulders are nice and distanced from the ears and they're not hunched up. So nice relaxed shoulder girdle, elbows out to the side. Can you lengthen your waist for me just a couple of millimeters or so, just to give that lovely elongation that we need for our hypopressives breath work. So when you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out as we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. And during the breath hold, we're going to raise the hands up into second position ballerina. So the hands are just level with the chest. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then we're going to lower the hands back down. Lovely. So we're going to do that breath work again, but this time just with 2 breaths. So nice tall spine, neck and head, nice soft knees. When you're ready, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. This time we're going to raise the hands up into third position ballerina. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower those hands down, bend the knees as you come back up into standing position. Okay, great stuff everyone. So let's move down now into aura and we'll do split knee position. So if you need to double up your mat or your towel or have some cushioning underneath your knees, please do so. So my knees and my feet are about hip width apart and my toes are just flexed under, and I'm going to push my right foot forward. So the toes are facing forward. Just check that everything is in symmetry and nice and parallel. And we're just going to just gently lean forward into the thigh. It's just a very small movement, a couple of millimeters. We're going to be having hands in the low V position. So the palms are facing behind this time. Just check that you can still see them in your peripheral vision. So they're not too far behind, they're not too far forward, they're just in that lovely position. So eye line is going to be straight ahead, nice tall spine, neck and head, 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out gently through the mouth. Let's have one more. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. And we're going to raise the right hand during that apnea breath up into that top V position. So the top palm is facing forward, but the left palm is facing behind. So we've almost got a diagonal position. So try and keep that pelvis and that torso nice and still. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower the hands back down. So we're going to do the same work now, but on the other side. So when you're ready, just check in to make sure that the knees and the feet are about hip width apart. So toes are tucked under. And this time we're going to push the right foot forward here. So toes are nice and relaxed. And just with the thighs, I'd just like you to just push forward just a couple of millimeters just to activate the muscle chains. So we're going to have hands in that low V position. So palms are going to be facing forward. When you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just one more. Breathing in and breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. This time we're going to rotate so the palms are facing behind. And we're going to raise that left hand up into the top position. So the palm is facing forward on the left hand and the palm is facing behind on the right. So we've got that lovely diagonal position. Just check you can still see your hands in your peripheral vision. And then take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower those hands down. Okay, super. So we're going to move now into seated position. So if you'd like to join me on the floor, we're going to be in cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. So we're going to be dorsiflexing, so just tucking up the toes 20 or 30%. So So just check in now with your torso, your rib cage and your pelvis, making sure you're nice and tall and you're not tucking forward or tucking back. We should have that lovely line. So when you're ready, we're going to be having hands in first position ballerina. When you're ready, we just have 2 breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. One more. So breathing in and breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose. Slowly expand that rib cage. And we're going to be raising the hands to second position ballerina during that breath hold. Try and keep that torso, that rib cage and that pelvis nice and still. Lovely. Take a breath in when you need to. So 2 more breaths here. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out softly through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose. Slowly expand that rib cage. And we're just going to open our hands into that T position. So the palms are facing forward. Try and keep that pelvis and that rib cage nice and still. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower those hands down. Give yourself a shake out. Well done, everyone. So when you're away on holiday, if you're traveling, you can adapt this to suit your day. So you could fit it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. So do let me know how you get on in the comments below. And please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.